What's good, y'all? Hope y'all having a great Thursday morning so far. I'm about to drop a video for you real quick, and I wanted to simply say that you're not always going to feel like it. You are not always going to feel like it. You are not always going to feel like studying for that test. You're not always going to feel like dropping that video content when it's supposed to. You're not always going to feel like going to that class or going to that seminar. You're not always going to feel like going to the gym lifting that heavy ass weight. But the one thing about walking in your purpose and doing the things that you have to do for you is that you have to get up out your feelings. And a lot of times we tend to be in our feelings too much when it comes to us walking in our purpose, when it comes to us taking care of our business and working on our personal growth. You are not always going to feel like doing those things that you're supposed to be doing. What's crazy is if one of your homies call you up and they like, hey, we going to this club tonight, you want to come with us? You're going to be like, yeah. Yep, what time we going? Okay, I'm about to go home and figure out what I'm going to wear. Like, you're going to be quick to do that. Yeah, you're going to be more willing to get up and do that. You're going to be more willing to get up and go have fun. You know what I'm saying? And I had to remind myself of that. You know, because when you really think about it, it makes no sense. Ain't nothing wrong with having fun and enjoying life, because you should. You know, you have to take the time to enjoy your journey. You don't want to just be all work and no play sometimes. You see what I'm saying? But you got to remind yourself that it makes no sense. This is what I tell myself every time. It makes no sense for me to be all in my feelings about doing what I have to do for me versus getting up going to have some fun. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep in mind that a lot of times when it comes to you doing what you got to do for you and walking in your purpose, you're not going to feel like it. And you got to understand that spiritually, spirit don't care if you feel like it or not. It's just like, you know, your parents. You know what I'm saying? When you was growing up and they told you to do what you had to do, like clean your room and, you know, wash the dishes, take the trash out, you ain't feel like doing that shit. But I bet you ain't tell them that either. Yeah, I couldn't tell my mama that. You know what I'm saying? She'd have beat my ass. Like, you got up and did it anyway. You get up and do it anyway because that's what's required of you. That's what's expected of you. And it's the same way with spirit. If spirit told you that you need to answer this call and walk in this purpose and do these things, that's what you have to do. You're not always going to feel like it. And spiritually, and when it comes to that, it's not about what you feel like doing. Just like with your kids, you know, your kids. You know what I'm saying? You don't care about if they feel like doing something or not, do you? You gonna let them know, like, I don't care. Get up and do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hear my mouth? Go ahead and do those things. You ain't gotta hear my mouth. You see what I'm saying? That's how it is with spirit. You know, you're not always going to feel like getting up and doing the things that you have to do for you. And so that's why it's important to stay up out your emotions when it comes to it. You don't always feel like it. I don't always feel like it. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I don't always feel like showing up. You know what I'm saying? It's times where I just want to be lazy and lay in the bed and, you know. But when I think about my journey and I think about my purpose and how far I done came in my life, I just can't. You know, now once I handle my business and once I do what I got to do throughout my day, for me and for my purpose, then I can chill. You know, then I can go have a little fun if I wanted to. But I had to train myself to ignore my emotions, ignore the fact that I don't feel like showing up, ignore the fact that I want to just lay around and be lazy all day. You know what I'm saying? I force myself to get up. I force myself to get up, and you need to do the same. You're not always going to feel like it.